Hello everyone, my name is Drake94 and we are back with Luck Be a Landlord. The update has hit and there have been a few changes. Nothing major, mostly needed balance fixes, such as cultists have been a little bit nerfed, such as the first two aren't free anymore to pick up, but late game they can still carry your run, so I wouldn't say that they've been nerfed that much. Rusty gear has been shifted from common to uncommon, which was really needed. It was much too strong for a common, so there have been some things like that. A lot of updates have been kind of major. Very big, you don't get as many removals anymore, which is good since I think it made the game a little bit too easy. The final 5 rent payments have been increased, so the balance changes have been I think they've been relevant. I've only played like 1 or 2 runs since the update, so I don't have a perfect line on it yet, but let's start together and just see what happens, right? So I'm gonna start. So here we are again. Everything starts the same as always. So Pearl, Crab, Rabbit. Crab is the only one of these that has some late game potential. I mean Rabbit too, but kind of needs some things, so I'm not gonna start on a rabbit when I have a crab. I might not end up using the crabs, but I mean they're just fine to have. 3-sided die, always a great pickup early, so let's do it. I'm not repeating all of the stuff I've been saying for the last few episodes. I mean, you can watch those if you want to have my in-depth insights on everything here, so I don't need to add anything right now. I'm gonna make 25. Shiny Pebble is interesting here. I'm trying to look for crabs, but on the other hand I only have 1. I'm gonna pick up the Shiny Pebble and try and find better things, which might end up well, I might have to give up the crabs plan, but you kind of need a lot of crabs to actually make that work, so I'm okay with that. So making 25 rent was never really in question. So for this I really want to do a 2 or 3 value symbol. I don't think chick is defensible here. I mean chickens give eggs and those eggs just really clog up everything. I don't want that here. Hex of Emptiness is interesting. I think if you take it early, it's really going to stop you from making your deck a lot better later. So I think this might be a mistake, so I'm gonna grab the big urn. I mean, it just gives 2, which is all I want out of life right now. So Pool Ball, Pizza the Cat both give 1 right now. Pizza the Cat skills better than Pool Ball, but Pool Ball, I mean, doesn't depend on anything. I'm gonna pick Pizza the Cat. I mean, Frying Pan would have been interesting if we've grabbed the chick, but I don't think that's really great here. I mean, Pizza the Cat just gives great things. We might have other ways to make our cats better at some point. All of these are good. I think 3-sided die is a little bit better than coconut half in general. Although it might not be. I mean, both are 2 value symbols and coconut half is easier. You know, actually, I think coconut half is better than 3-sided die. I'm changing my stance on this. I mean, just the fact that you can remove coconut half later actually probably makes it better than 3-sided die, and you need some other things to make 3-sided die more than a 2 value symbol. So, gonna grab the coconut half. If I had already had a reroll item or something like that, I would have probably changed my tune. Grab. I mean, it's okay for now to just grab 1 value as symbols, and this one can scale very well with the game. I'm hesitant to pick suits. I mean, they got actually an upgrade that if there are at least 3 suits, they actually give 1 more, so it's not as punishing as it was in the previous update if you don't get any, but I don't think it's reasonable to pick it here. You could, but I think that if I hadn't grabbed crabs and if I had just grabbed other random stuff, I think I might actually have tried to go for the spades, just because yeah, if you have 3, it's already a 2 value symbol, and that's actually very important. I've lost some runs because I just had 3 1 value symbols scattered across the board and nothing to make them better. So I think it needed this upgrade, but I don't think it makes it good for now. Gonna skip it, mostly because I'm already on crabs and other things. Right, there's the cultist that I was talking about. It gives 0 now. For each other cultist it gives +1. That hasn't been changed. And it gives 1 more if you have at least 3 cultists. So I think it's a needed nerf. I think cultists were basically a must pick up if you got them early, and now you actually have to choose a little bit. And I'm gonna skip it here because I think 5-sided die is, I mean, it's just a 3 value symbol on average, and that's really good. I've been keeping track of a lot of stats in a spreadsheet, and 5-sided die early is just one of the best things you can pick. So yeah, definitely picking that. Paying 50. So we are on track to do some good things. So Hex of Draining. I've been experimenting with Hex of Draining, also keeping its stats. Early it's really good. It starts to become worse and worse as the rest of your symbols become better. So when you have multiple symbols that give 4 or something, and it starts taking money from those, at that point it can actually be worth less than 2, but for now it's actually just almost as good as a 3 value item, which is good. So Lucky 7 doesn't do anything on its own, might pay out later, but it's not something that I want right now. Lemon is really good early. It makes it so that we don't have to pick as many things, which allows us to be picky, which I like. I found that a lot of my best runs are the ones where I don't have to pick a lot of symbols, so I'm gonna pick the lemon. Black pepper just gives out some things during the entire run. Sorry about my that ping. I'm gonna try and change things up in future so that I might not be disturbed like that anymore. So gonna grab the lemon, and it's going to, right, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It paid 7 this turn, which is really strong. So again, Sapphire, great. At this point I'm just looking for anything that gives 2. Yeah, I don't need to pick anything up here, so I won't. None of these really help me that much, and I mean, I have crabs that give me 4, and sure, the Hex of Draining, I think it gave -2, but then it also gave 3, so it gave +3 and then -2. So it was 1 this turn, which isn't actually that bad. So yeah, I'm gonna spin again. I'm gonna make 100 easily this rand cycle. Gonna grab another big urn. I mean, I don't need that many of these, but you can break them later with a grave robber or anything else. Yeah, again, it gave -1, which is fine. Void Creature, Shiny Pebble B. B has been downgraded to common, which is probably actually an upgrade. I think it needed it to distinguish it from rain, and now that the light bulb has been moved from common to not in the game, we kind of needed something at common to get started with. Flowers and bees were a very good way to do that. I think it's very nice. I don't think it's something that I want to do this run. I mean, I have other good things going on, and yeah, not for now. Void Creature is fine. I don't think I need it now that I have a lemon, but I also think that it's going to give some money, so why not, right? It's basically free. Ooh, this is interesting. So, I'm not gonna do a flower. Item capsule. So, common items can be extremely strong, or they can be worthless sometimes, but they can allow you to build around them a little bit. So I'm gonna grab the item capsule, and it might give us something on the level of pool ball. It might give us something like, I think fertilizer. The watering can. It might give us a watering can that is never going to do anything, but it might also give us something like Quigley the Wolf, right? Which just makes all of our dogs and wolves better. So I think item capsule is definitely the pick here. It's not always going to give us something, but it might give us something, which at this point in the run we're just looking for something to define our run. Buffing capsule becomes better and better as the rest of your symbols become better. Right now it's probably going to give us like 6 once, which is okay, but it's really not the thing that's going to make our run. So item capsule might be nothing, might be okay. Let's do it. Happy hour. So we got happy hour from that, which is good. Ooh, this is interesting. So happy hour allows us to pick up wine and martinis. Even a bartender in theory, although a bartender also gives beer, which really isn't what we want at this point. I mean, we're slowly trying to move away from 2-value symbols, even though we just did our 100 rent payment, so we're actually a little bit ahead. But we want to build on the ahead that we are, instead of trying to do the same thing that we're already doing. So this is interesting. So 5-sided die is going to give us a lot now. We could in theory actually get the rare item Lucky Dice, which would turn this into a 5 symbol, but that's not likely to happen. More likely this is just going to be a 3-value symbol for the rest of our run. But Matrushka is going to end up being a 4-value item, right? So that's 2, and 2, 3, and finally 4. And that means that in the late game, Matrushka is going to be better for us than 5-sided die. And given that we're ahead right now, I think it's very important to start planning for the late game. So Matrushka is probably better right here. So there's checkered flag, which we're at the point where a lot of things checkered flag does, like snails and turtles and owls, aren't that relevant, but wood allows to pick up slots, for example, or Robin Hood. Robin Hood actually gains a lot from checkered flag. So I think those are all good reasons to pick a checkered flag. I don't know if I'm going to. Compost heap. Compost heap can be good. So if you're destroying symbols, this makes a lot of peaches and plums and stuff like that, and it could actually give you apples, watermelons, stuff like that. I think compost heap can be extremely good in some situations, mostly when you have Mrs. Fruit or something like that, or fertilizer, which fertilizer, I think fertilizer is the one that says that seeds can only grow into rare symbols, or very rare, of course. I mean, that's a combination where you just get a consistent, steady stream of 3 and up value symbols, which is very strong. I don't think it's the pick here because we're just doing some other stuff. Purple pepper is very interesting too. So if 3 or more of the same symbol are adjacent and not empty, it starts paying out, which can be very good with our crabs, but we might actually end up moving away from the crabs soon. I don't know, depends a lot on how many of them we see. I think checkered flag and purple pepper are both defensible here. I'm gonna pick checkered flag because it allows me to pick up other symbols, while purple pepper is probably going to pay out more in the long run, but I think checkered flag allows us to make better decisions right now. So I'm picking checkered flag. I have my first removal symbol. I don't want to remove anything right now, so right, gauge -2 this turn, which is fine. So we have toddler, big ore, and ore. I think we're at the point where we want to try and save the rerolls for rares right now. Yeah, I don't want any of these. As I said, we're still a little bit ahead. I don't mind waiting around a bit. This is also interesting. So we can pick up a cat as a 2-value symbol, which is better than an empty. We have 9 empties. And we're going to make the 150 rend, obviously, since we have 156. We're probably making the one after that too. But a cat can actually allow us at this point to pick up things like witch or black cats, or, you know, there are a few things that work well with the cats, and I think that it's enough better than an empty right now, even though we have a lemon, that I think it's good for us. So I'm gonna pick up the cat, and there we go. So Matushka is starting to do something, which is good. Hustling Capsule. I really love Hustling Capsule. They've nerfed it to give an additional -1, which means that for the next 6 spins it's not going to do anything. Well, next 7, because next one it gives -1 and +1 at the same time. I could pick up a beer, but I'm not really interested in 2-value symbols right now, unless they can do more for us later. Hustling Capsule is mostly good because it doesn't take up a slot in the long run. So as the rest of our stuff gets better, this one just keeps on giving us a consistent bonus. So I'm gonna grab Hustling Capsule. As I said, I'm keeping a spreadsheet, and I've noticed that Hustling Capsule, it's always going to lag behind something like your starting flower, for example, right? Or your starting coin, if you keep it in your deck for a long time. But the fact that, right, you never have to remove it or whatever, it always gives just that, well, needed boost. So yeah, I think Hustling Capsule is just really good here. So Bear has also been improved. It was 1 value, and it's now uncommon and 2 value, and I think it's really strong now compared to, well, I think it's on par with something like a Peach or a Sapphire, right? It's good at this point, and it can give more later. I don't want it right now. I could go for a big urn. I already have 2, and having a 3rd one really makes it attractive to pick up Grave Robber, or even I forgot its name, the Vandal. Well, you know, the one that breaks the big urns. So I'm gonna pick it, and maybe we find a way to get rid of them later. Again, I have 8 empties. I think it's good to fill them up with 2-value symbols. Right, Cherry or Pearl, nothing for us here. Hexo Draining has been draining us a little bit, but it's still been better than a 2-value symbol. So yeah, I really don't mind it doing that for now. Need to keep an eye on it. If our run starts going very well, we start wanting other things. So Diver is really good here. So this means that we're not doing the crab thing anymore, and honestly, with 2 crabs, things weren't going that well for the crabs anyway. we already have 3 pieces of food for the diver. I mean, it's an easy pickup here, and it can actually help us well, getting ahead. So, interesting choice between small cymbal bomb and yellow pepper. Yellow pepper is going to give out more and more as the run goes on. Like at some point it's starting to be more and more consistent. For now it doesn't do anything, which is fine. We're still a little bit ahead. Small cymbal bomb can actually give us very interesting things like wine or something for the diver. I think I'm gonna go for the small cymbal bomb, which might just be 2 skips. But, well, again, we want to invest in our future. So I think small cymbal bomb is just better than yellow pepper for now, even though yellow pepper might be better later. Not sure about this one. If you have an opinion about it, tell me in the comments. I'm really interested in hearing from you. So, grabbing small cymbal bomb. Pearl. Diver still removes pearls, yes. So, let's grab a pearl, and I don't want to bear here. I mean, no. Actually, so the diver is going to remove 4 of our symbols, so we're basically on 9 empties. On 9 empties, I actually do want to bear, just to have something worth 2. Also a way to look at these types of decisions. I think it's important to keep an open mind towards those types of decisions. Again, we're looking towards the end game more and more. Monkey would remove our coconut half, but it's only worth 1 on its own, so it would actually make our deck worse. Hex of Thievery is actually a lot worse than I thought at first, so not picking it here. Skipping, it's fine. So we're just moving along here. Now that we're not doing crabs anymore, I'm gonna pick up a shiny pebble to get more rares, because, well, we kind of want to move from our common and uncommon deck to a more and more rare heavy deck. And I'm saving my rerolls for more better things too, so I think I like shiny pebble here. Again, rain could be interesting, but not doing it here. Yeah, another pearl for the diver, great. So as you saw, Hex of Draining actually gave -3 this turn, because the diver got affected by it. As we get better and better, Hex of Draining might actually be a good thing to remove. So I'm gonna keep an eye on it just in case. It's actually proccing a lot this time. Dog is only interesting if you have Quigley the Wolf right now, or if you really like petting a dog. I mean, it does that too. Dwarf, I think in my previous run, one of my main mistakes was picking up the dwarf. I had, or actually, I think picking up the dwarf was okay, but then I got the lunchbox, and I got 2 wines from it, which were worth 3 at the time. And when I got those, I could have actually removed the dwarf and been in a better position to last longer. I think that would have been better. Just a think piece for well, those who are watching. So, gonna skip it. And diver keeps eating, which is good. Another hustling capsule, which is great. Hex of Tedium, I love it if I'm going for crabs or cultists, but right now I don't think I need it. I don't have anything that makes the hexes better. Maybe if I had a witch or something, I don't know. But for now, hustling capsule. As you get more and more hustling capsules, they actually get more and more better. So definitely picking it here. Okay. Exodraining is doing its thing, which is fine. So I'm gonna skip here. I'm pretty far ahead. Have 4 empties still. And yeah. So it said -6. Why did it say -6? Oh, that's because of the lemon. When the hustling capsule broke, it left an empty space and the lemon gave +1. So while it actually gave -7, the space it gave +1. So the numbers that pop up can actually be distracting from what is actually happening. Again, Ninja could be okay. I don't have anything that actually works with it right now. Coconut, definitely not picking it. Item Capsule, for the same reason as the previous one, I think is the pick here. I mean, I could reroll, but I think Item Capsule is going to be good enough on average that it's going to be good here. Wanted Poster, Oswald the Monkey, Horseshoe. I've had a really good Wanted Poster run yesterday where I had an early Thief, and then I picked up a Wanted Poster and the Thief was up to like 46 or something when it broke. I came actually close to losing it before that because the banana peel just didn't want to line up with it, but when it finally did, it was pretty spectacular. For now, Horseshoe just gives +2, which is really strong. I think that's the way that we're going to make more money. So is it time to remove the Hex for Draining yet? I don't think so. Could be defensible, but I don't want it right now. Yeah, not grabbing another Hex for Draining. I'm gonna grab a Rabbit Fluff here. Again, I have empty spaces. I have the Shiny Pebbles to up our rare chance. I think Rabbit Fluff is really good right now. Got the Jack-o'-lantern, and I don't think it's good for now. I think Jack-o'-lantern can be good early to give you that boost past the first few rent payments, but at some point it just falls off. So yeah, gonna spin again. With 7, which is good. Big Ore, Rabbit Fluff. Again, Rabbit Fluff. I don't think you can have too many of those if you're actively looking for rares. Alright. I think it's definitely not too late to pick up another Matrushka. I mean, we're definitely making rent right now, and it just scales with the game very well. So I have 4 empties. I'm not that scared of Hex for Draining right now, so this is good. Just well, plugging along. Yeah, skipping again. Hex for Draining is draining us, which is fine. Goldfish for the diver, I guess. I don't really need Wolf or Rain, and I still have empties, so there's really no downside to feeding the diver right now. It's not costing us anything. So I have 409 and I need 275, so we are still ahead. That's good. We do need to find some way to scale beyond this, but well, we should be able to. Oh, this is interesting. So I think this is a guaranteed rare. So we have 4 rerolls, and Emerald isn't working with anything we have right now. So I think I'm gonna reroll, but Hustling Capsule is actually again going to scale decently into the late game, but because we kind of want something to define our run, I think I'm gonna reroll to try and find a better rare. I don't know how this is going to end up going, but I'm confident enough about where we are right now that this is probably good. So Honey is an okay rare. It's going to get eaten by the bear, which is going to give us a temporary boost. But it's not actually going to help us in the long run, so I'm gonna respin again. 2. Yeah, Tomb is great. It's a 3 value symbol that gives 4 value symbols, and if we get something like a grave robber or anything, which would be good with our urns, this would actually just be knocked out of the park. So Tomb is very strong here. Right, here's the black cat we wanted. So our cats give 2 times more. And they already gave +1 from Pizza the Cats, so our cats are now 4 value symbols, which is really strong. At which point I think our board has become good enough that I don't want to have some draining anymore. It's probably a little bit early to remove it, but there's really no harm in it. So let's do this. I could actually remove the coin right now. Urn, we don't actually have anything that interacts with the urn, so not good right now. Reroll capsule, I really like reroll capsule if I have empties, and if I'm looking for things. Don't want miners, so this is good. I think removing the coin is actually good because we have a lemon, so it actually does the same thing, but it can actually be decent later. So I don't think we have to remove the coin. Actually, I'm gonna remove the flower of the coin. I might pick up the triple coins item, which makes coin better, unless I would actually use the flower, but I'm not using the flower. I skipped a number of B's and rains. In theory, I could pick up a sun. I found it, right? The sun is just worth 3, so it's good to pick. Right, Ninja, Hex of Destruction, and Coal. So Coal is extremely strong if you have the time to use it. And we're far enough into the game that it's not a guarantee that it will actually help us when we need it, except that we're doing really well. So I'm gonna pick up the Coal. You have to kind of look out with picking up too many like these, because it's going to take up a space for a short time. So for 20 spins or a little bit more, if it doesn't come up, this is going to be a drain on our resources. So after that, it's going to be stellar, but it might hinder us. So Sloth, I think we picked up the checkered flag. Yes. So we're now at the point where we're not sure if we really need a Sloth, but I mean, it's 3 value and very important. We have these cats and this bear, so if we see a Beastmaster, we are already priced into picking it up. So because the Sloth really works with the Beastmaster, and because it's a 3 value symbol every turn, I'm gonna pick it up here. We also still have empties, so there's really no downside to picking it, but I think it's actually actively good here, and it allows us to make decisions later, which might help us a lot. Alright, so we're tracking along, nothing here, just looking for the things that actively help us. Right, buffing capsule, big urn, big ore. I think at this point buffing capsule is going to help us on average. So this Matrushka gives 3, this one gives 2, so this Matrushka is already better than a lot of our other symbols, and this one is at least equal to our others. So yeah, they're already paying out a lot. So as you can see, I have a lot of random stuff floating around. Again, Hustling Capsule, we're still far enough ahead that it doesn't hinder us. Ooh, this is a big one. So, it's 16. I'm going to say something about that in a second. Strawberry, I like picking up things that are worth 3, and up to a certain point. So, this is very important. When a symbol is destroyed, it still gives its value, and then it gives the value of the other thing that is in the space. So it gives 3 and then 4, which was doubled by the buffing capsule. So that's 7 times 2, which is 14, but which is interesting because that means that the lemon, because it was empty in the meantime, also gave the +1, which was also doubled by the buffing capsule. So there are some interesting interactions that actually teach us a little bit about how the interactions in the game work. When something is unclear, the game actually tends to favor you, which is interesting. So, alright, Have another removal. Ooh, this is interesting. So we have a few options. So we can just go for the hustling capsule like we want. We can go for the wine as the 3 value symbol. I don't hate it, but I also don't love it. Joker used to be worth 3, which would make him an auto pickup. Right now it's 2, like other things like it, and which means that it doesn't help us right now. Definitely not picking up the Joker. I could think about the other 2, but I actually like rerolling for a guaranteed rare because we're looking for other things like a Beastmaster or something like that. So 5 rerolls means that I don't mind skipping up on the hustling capsule on the wine because we might find something really good here. So Spirits is fine, it gives 4, but it gives 16 total and is then gone, which means that it's not actually going to help us that much. Right, it would fit in one of our empties and be okay, but I don't think we need to go for short-term gains right now. Emerald is fine, but Emerald and Slot would actually be just the same thing. There are ways to make Emeralds better, and there are ways to make Slots better, so yeah. Omelette, again, just 3 value, I can do better, I think. General Zerov is very interesting, but we really want our diver to be good, and Zerov doesn't help us right now. So one more reroll, try and go for a good rare. Mine. I don't want mine. Mine can be good just for giving random good stuff. It also gives the mining pick, but we also kind of have a direction already, so I think it's between Wine and Hooligan. Hooligan is the one that I couldn't think of the name earlier. I think Hooligan is pretty good right now because we just have a bunch of urns that aren't going to scale well into the late game. The Tomb would scale well enough into the late game, but I don't mind having it broken. I mean, it gives 5 spirits, which also just give a lot of money. Minus 3 value, but I think making space with the Hooligan right now is going to actually give us a lot. So I've never actually seriously picked up the Hooligan before, but this is the situation where it was basically made for this. So I think it's better than the wine. I think you can make other decisions here too, but yeah. Cleaning Rag is really good. We don't actually have a lot of things that work with it, but we have 2 shiny pebbles, which now become 2 value symbols, which is very good, which we kind of needed. And we're working on getting a diamond with our coal. So Cleaning Rag is going to be better and better as the run goes on. It also means that if we see a ruby or an emerald, we are definitely going to pick it up now because that becomes a 4 value symbol. So that emerald that we skipped earlier would have been great here, but I think rerolling was worth it. So we don't need to remove anything because our big urns are going to get broken. On the other hand, that is going to make space. Well, we'll get to that in a second. So we're doing pretty well. We just got 5 spirits. Good. Lucky Capsule, we just gave away all of our rerolls, but I think it's still really good. Lucky Capsule is just going to give us a guaranteed rare, which is great. Many rares that we actively want right now. So our inventory is full of spirits right now, so we have 29. I'm going to remove the coin, just to make it a little bit more likely for us to see our good symbols. Right, that's a lot of spirits right now. So this is going to help us a lot right now. Matrushka, so now that we have 30 symbols, it's actually less likely to see the Matrushka consistently. So it actually becomes worse because it's less likely to actually reach its end state. I think it's probably still fine, but I also don't think we need to pick it up here. I think we're doing fine and there are some really good interactions we have. So I'm gonna skip here and just... Right, we have rare now. Moon. Moon. So we don't have anything that works together with the moon yet. That said, it's worth 3. And we could pick up wolves. We don't have quickly the wolf or anything like it. I think either picking it or leaving it is defensible, and I'm gonna pick it just because. No, actually, I might not pick it. No, I think actually we already have a bunch of good symbols. We have the cats that are worth 4. I don't think it helps us right now, so I'm gonna skip it. 5-sided die. It's also falling off slowly right now. We don't have anything that actively makes it better. So I think we can be more picky right now. Especially since, right, we got 69, which is nice. Crow, wolf, dwarf, yeah, don't need any of those. Yeah. So our spirits are disappearing, which means that our inventory is getting slowly cleaned up. We only have 26 right now. So gonna feed the diver a little more. I mean, it gives 8 on its own, which is fine. That's not a sustainable strategy for late game, but so I think item capsule is defensible, but I actively want the diver to be better, and we have the time to do that. So let's do it. Slot, cheese, Matrushka. So we already have 25 symbols in our inventory and 4 more spirits. So our inventory is shrinking. So let's pick up another slot to make sure that we don't run empty. Another coal, which would work very well with cleaning rag. So we have a lot of empties right now. Our other coal is going to do something. Yeah, I think because of the cleaning rag, I'm gonna pick up the coal, and I mean we have a lot of time, and this is going to pretty much ensure that our late game is going to be good. So the hooligan took care of our last urn, which is good. Yeah, I'm gonna pay rent. Don't have any rerolls. I'm gonna pick up the honey because we have 1 empty slot and the spirits are going to disappear. So it's going to work well together with the bear. So I think it's better than skipping here. So Goldilocks is kind of bad. It's a lot better now that the bears are better. But I wouldn't pick this up unless I already had it be good. Shatter Mirror, I need to research a bit to know how good or bad it is. For now, I'm going to pass on it. I don't think it's that great to have less symbols to choose from. An egg carton actually has okay scaling, so I really like having an egg carton. It also could mean that we pick up a chicken right now, because chickens aren't that likely to lay eggs, and we would reach 777 before the egg carton fills up, on average. Wine is worth 3, so we have an empty, so I'm going to pick up the wine. I want to be a little bit more conservative with picking up too many things because I'm almost full, but I think we have the time to do this, so this is fine. Egg for the egg carton, great. I mean, we're still doing really well, but we have empty spots. Coconut, rain, hex of destruction, don't have any of those. So our goal is going to hatch soon, which is good. Grab for the diver because, you know, we still have an empty. Pretty sure. Don't want any of these. Yeah, we actually have 2 empties, so there's really no downside to picking up a crab right now. Removal capsule. I really like removal capsule here. I mean, we're not full, but we also have like a hooligan and a cherry that we really don't need. At some point, I don't mind removing like the 3-sided die or something like that. So I'm okay with remove the capsule. I think it's going to actually give us some good stuff. Buffing capsule is actually great here. Voidstone, importantly, is buffed by the cleaning rag, which would give it one more. But buffing capsule is just pretty good here. Yeah. Next to the diver, that's great. That's an 89 roll, which is really strong. Another crab. So our diver is really doing a lot of good for us right now. We're on 883, which some of which, very important, is from temporary gains, like the honey that was eaten by the bear and the buffing capsule. But this means that we are actually in a good position to eventually reach the end. So I think this is good. Lucky capsule, Dame Witch. Ooh, Dame and Witch are both very good here. So Dame is good because we have 2 shiny pebbles, sapphire, and we're working on 2 diamonds, so I'm gonna pick the Dame. But the Witch would be great too, because we have 2 cats, and we removed the hex, but before I took the calls, I was thinking that maybe I wanted the Witch. So yeah, we're nearing the end, and I think Dame is going to be very good for us. So Lefty the Rabbit is very fun. It might actually be okay here, but Maxwell the Bear is just pretty good. It makes our bear into a 3 symbol, which means it's not a liability anymore. And Purple Pepper would be fine too, but we don't actually have anything that would trigger it yet. So we would actually need to pick up like another diamond or something. So I don't like picking up Purple Pepper here. Actually the bear is fine, it just gives an extra +1 every time the bear comes up. So this is fine. So we have 2 rerolls again, not gonna use them. Item capsule is fine. I mean, I'm pretty sure we had an empty before that, so I missed what came up exactly, so let's skip and shedding season. Alright, that doesn't do anything for us, it's basically a miss. We're on 24 symbols now, so that's fine, we don't need to remove anything. Although actually, I think it's fine to remove something. So I'm gonna pick up the pearl because the diver eats it, the Dame works with it, and the cleaning rag works with it, so it's actually an actively good item, I think, symbol. Gonna remove the hooligan, it doesn't do anything for us anymore. I could remove the cherry. You know what, I'm gonna remove the cherry. We have the lemon to make sure that anything that gives 1 is just as good as an empty. Doesn't actually matter if I remove it or not, but basically free. Reroll capsule is fine, it might give us a rare at some point. Yeah. So we're doing pretty good. The game is triggering, which is great. Wildcard, I love wildcard. So wildcard has some weird math where it's doubling a symbol can happen before it gets copied by the wildcard to make the wildcard double. But if the wildcard gets doubled, that double is actually calculated after it gets the rating. So if you have anything that doubles, wildcard is actually actively good for you. Gonna pick it up here. It might go next to the diver or next to a diamond that's doubled by Dame. I think all of those are good things that could happen. So yeah, doing well. 76. So in the last few spins, when you're going for 777 in 10 spins, you need to make like 77.7 per spin. We're already almost making that consistently, right? We're making 68 right now. So I think we're basically safe for the end game right now. I mean, there are things we'd love to pick up, but and probably we actually need to pick up some things to be sure that we're going to make the end, but I'm not even sure if that's the case. Geologist used to be called archaeologist. They didn't change anything else about it. It's going to eat our shiny pebbles, which is okay. Our shiny pebbles are worth 2 right now, but just another thing that gives us good stuff. Golden carrot. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up the golden carrot. It's very rare, which is cool. It would make any rabbits that we have worth 5 times more, which is also fun if you want to go for endless stuff. So we're gonna pick this up. If we see rabbits after that, we're going to pick them because those become like diamonds. But getting better stuff is just the reason that we're doing this. So yeah, we're doing extremely well. Moon would be funny if we were going, if we already had a rabbit, right? Because our rabbits give times 5, and they would add stuff. I mean, would be fine. Gonna pick the sapphire. It's worth 3, and it works with the dame and with the geologist. So yeah, good to have. I mean, right now we're basically just freewheeling and trying to get as much out of this as we can. Buffing capsule versus lucking capsule is kind of interesting. I don't think we actively need to find more rares, but I also do think it's good for us. Yeah, I think you can grab either of those and be fine in this situation. Yeah, making 84 this turn. Chef or geologist. I mean, chef would work with like our wine and our coconut half, but and our strawberry too. You know what? Let's grab the chef. I mean, we already have a geologist. We don't really need multiples. I think it's... If you're going for endless, I think geologist would be better, but we're not going for endless. We're just going for what's good right now. Right. Chef gave +2 this turn, which is fine. As you can see, I'm probably not optimizing anymore at this point, but it doesn't matter that much. I mean, we're just doing well. Remove a capsule, it's fine. I don't need it, so let's do this. I don't think we have the time to make the golem and geologist combo work that well anymore, so I'm not worried about that. Yeah. So 94, yeah, we're easily going to make the end here. Finally eating the crab. Yeah, wildcard is doing a lot of good things. I'm grabbing the item capsule because why not? It's gonna give us a lunchbox, which I don't know if that's even all that great. Moon. I don't even need a moon right now. I'm gonna grab a sapphire. Don't need these. Strawberry omelet. I mean, both are okay with the chef, I guess, but sure, let's grab a strawberry. Why not? And wine, no. I can be a little more picky than that. But again, right? I mean, I'm certainly making the end here. Beastmaster and Emerald are both great here. I think I'm gonna grab Beastmaster. I have like 2 cats and I think 2 slots. Yeah. And a bear that gives 3. So I'm gonna grab the Beastmaster, but Emerald could be fine too with the Dame. Anthropology degree is great. All of our best things are humans right now. So yeah, picking it up. Could remove something. I could choose not to remove something. It's fine. Yeah. 121, that's great. Grabbing the witch for the cats, which with the anthropology degree also gives 3 on its own. So yeah, at this point I could take this to endless in theory, but I'm definitely not going to. I've been at this run for like close to an hour already. which happens when you actually think about your decisions rather than just grabbing things randomly. And in that case, you can definitely try to reach the 77. Already there. I have 6 spins, so I'm just gonna grab the Hustling Capsule just because. Again, at this point, you can just grab anything and make it because it's literally impossible to lose anymore. But you don't have to actively try to lose, of course. Silver arrow. Sure, let's grab a silver arrow. It can be spectacular. It's probably not going to be, but I mean, it gives ×3. It actually interacts very well with a lot of things that we already have. So yeah, it's great. So if we were going for endless right now, we would have to choose between either making our cats really good, or to try and make our diamonds really good with multiple dames. I think I would choose the cat route. Gonna skip here, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I think you can mess around with endless a lot and have fun with that. That's just not what I'm going to do with this run. I think I just had a lot of fun already. I made 777 easily. And that's it. That's the end. So, almost an hour this run. We'll see if all of them take an hour, if I have the energy to do 2 a week. For now, I definitely have the energy. So let me know what you thought about this run. If you want to see more of it, if you want to see more explanations, you want me to go faster or just more in depth. For now, this was Draco94 signing off. Have a nice day. Goodbye.